All right, let's see what we got. Nap of a star. Nap of a star. Nap of a star. Like I took a nap earlier?
I can see 내 앞에 네가 없어도 I feel you
Pretty.
아무 말 하지 않아도 because I believe in you 불안해도 I can touch 눈앞에 네가 없어도 I reach 내게서 멀리 떠나도
Hold on. Before you think I had to laugh. Watch this. So I want you to see what I'm laughing at. These cats are wearing these masks. Okay. Part of the video. I totally get it. But watch whoever this is right here. Okay. The one walking off the set this way down this path. It looks like they are struggling, can't see anything, and are like high stepping because they don't want to eat dirt on the way out while the cameras are rolling.
앞에 네가 없어도 I reach 내게서 멀리 떠나도 너의 기억만으로도 내 마음은 언제나 춤추는 걸 예전처럼 너의 낮잠이 되어서 같이 꿈을 꾸고 싶어 언제나 아무 일 없었단 듯이 노리지는 저녁도 캄캄해진 밤 하늘도 내 맘에 너로 가득 차 있어 너의 낮잠이 들어서 같이 꿈을 꾸고 싶어 언제나 아무 일 없었단 듯이 마법 같던 그 순간들 찬란했던 밤하늘도 내 맘에 하루 새겨져 있어.
I love the song. I love the song. I think the song is gorgeous. I have some questions about the video, though. Let me see here. It is a story. Oh, that was okay. It goes into lore. That's fine. Let's see here. So let me just see.
Can see 내 앞에 네가 없어도 I feel you 아무 말 하지 않아도
Okay, let's see here. You see the horns, telescope, the star, the wings. I see the wings.
꿈속의 소리가 천천히 다가와
Huh. Check this out.
I can see
This story is about 5 boys and a star.
내 앞에 네가 없어도 I feel you
5 boys and a star.
아무 말 하지 않아도 because I
Okay, so this is them playing as boys with their masks and their capes and their costumes. Okay, got that.
believe in you 불안해도
The boys and the star made a promise.
I can touch
Let's meet again here,
넌
even
앞에
if we
네가
separate.
없어도 I reach 내게서 멀리 떠나도
I'll just share with you very quickly, and some of you know some of this already, but like on my tattoo sleeve, okay, you see the back. This is all space and the galaxy and all that. And somewhere up here, I have Orion's belt tattooed on my body. Because for me, it was like this. Orion's belt was always something that, ironically, I could ground myself with, and it always kind of like settled me down. I remember looking for it when I was a teenager, going through hard times. I remember looking for it when I was in the Marine Corps, going through hard times. And wherever I was, it didn't matter where I was in the world, I could find that spot and be like, okay, it's cool. It's fine. I'll get through this the same way I got through that, the same way it got through that. So that part of the story already kind of resonates with me a little bit. As the boys separated over time, the star fell asleep. Nap of a star. Huh. Then the night sky lost its starlight and people lost their dreams. And years have gone by. I have horns on my head. Back to bed. The boy decided to run deep into the forest in fear of becoming a monster. Oh, it's amazing how much this helps. So, okay, we'll just keep going. Here comes Cat Dog. That is quite the turn in the video. That is quite the turn. Reminds me of the original Alice in Wonderland, the live action from like 1970 something. The first time the dragon appears, sounds just like this. Storm, lightning, giant dragon. Now you can see the strings and the wings and shit. It's really stupid. But as a 5-year-old, terrifying. Nice. was very different. Huh. The boys met again and the star woke up. The boys felt. Now something magical will happen. Huh. Interesting. Huh. The boys felt now something magical will happen. As if it didn't the whole time. Wow, that was very different. Huh. Makes a lot more sense now. I really do love the song. The one grows horns and he leaves. He runs away because he's afraid he's going to be the monster. He's going to turn into a monster. And then lo and behold, his friends come and support him. And the star wakes up. Question is, did the star wake up or was the star awake the whole time and it was them being together that made it feel like the star woke up? He wasn't alone in changing. All right, because one of them was a porcupine and one of them had the wings. One of them had a tuba with a full spit valve or something like that. Yeah, they all changed. And they were in it together. Growing up is painful. See, Joyce, that's what I was going to say before we dove into this. That's what I started kind of going through the video as like, okay, the horns and then the wings, you know, there was like the ant hole. The overall piece that I was gathering from the video was that, yeah, growing up is painful. And it was like the five of them, they all dealt with it differently. But I felt like that was a pretty clear point. You grow up and change and think you're the only one going through stuff, but everyone goes through stuff. Yeah. They have a background theme and story of growing up from debut to now. Their whole concept as a group is about growing up. Man, I don't know how you can stay in the game for as long as some of these groups do and not have that kind of underlying theme happen anyway. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure their storyline or their theme is growing up or evolving in some way. Totally get that. But, I mean, like BTS, for example, has a different theme, right, with BU or the universe or their kind of stuff. But just because they've been in the game for so many years, you also get that flavor because they have grown up in the industry. If you don't have that evolution, like, you're not evolving for your audience. You're not growing with your audience. Your audience is not growing with you. It gets, I mean, that's a whole different animal. But okay, so a big part of their theme is growing up. Makes sense. Well, I do like this. I think the context helped greatly. But yeah, I definitely got the growing up thing. I wasn't sure how, like, I don't even understand this. This didn't make sense to me. We get the giant cat dog. And then we had this, and then we had marks on his hands and arms later. So I don't know if this was like alluding to some darker stuff, which seems like super dark for this. I mean, it would make sense And it would be subtle enough to get away with if you were implying extreme difficulty in these types of scenarios and growing up and trauma and not dealing with it appropriately, things like that. Like, it would make sense, but I mean, man, I just didn't expect that. And that is quite the score, the musical score. Now, this darkness here, trying to snap this thing off, I thought he was trying to use it as a weapon because Cat Dog is relentless. And I was like, well, you don't have to do that. Just get one of these branches over here. You don't have to rip the horn out of your head. Then we go to, oh yeah. Yeah, I do like that point. I think it was Rudy that made the point, and others of you probably said the same thing, but yes, it's very easy to think when you're going through things that you're the only one going through things. And the truth is that everybody is going through things. I mean, and I'll tell you, just very recently, I went through something with somebody else, trying to be as considerate as I can. And I was trying to help a friend kind of do some stuff. They were going through some hard stuff, trying to help them through some stuff. And at some point, I just kind of had to let go. I just had to stop and be like, look, like, if you can't try, I can't try for you. I can't sacrifice my whole life to fix your whole life if you're not also willing to put in the effort, period. Right? So I had to let go. And I felt guilt about that, right? Because I'm like, well, what kind of friend am I if I eventually come to a point where I have to say that? That seems like a bad friend move. So I felt guilty about this. And I remember going to, I was hanging out with some friends and I was expressing this because my friend, another friend had asked me, hey, have you talked to so-and-so lately? And I said, no, man, I'm going to tell you the truth. I kind of had to I had to step back. And he was like, well, what do you mean? And I told him, I said, no effort on their part, and I can't uproot my entire life and fix things for you if you're not willing to fix them yourself. I've done this, I've done that, I've done this, I've done that for years. I finally have to like say, all right, I tried, you're not, I'm sorry. And it was hard to say that out loud, especially to people that I do consider friends. And I don't want them to like lose respect for me or think that I'm a bad person, of course. But he actually said, he says, you know what? I had to do the same thing with the same person. It was this many months ago. I was doing this, I was doing that, and I finally just had to stop. And I said, yes, so you know what I'm talking about. Like, I have this going on. I have this going, like, I have stuff that I have to deal with. He was like, bro, we all do. Every one of us has our own lives. We have our own troubles, period. I have to go through my stuff. You have to go through your stuff, and we can support each other, but we can't necessarily save each other. Now, I know that phrase in and of itself can be taken out of all kinds of context because like we have done this long enough and we've had enough deep and philosophical conversations to know that I'm obviously a big advocate for helping each other, supporting each other, looking out for each other, and doing anything we can to support each other. Like that's kind of one of the main things that I talk about. But what I am learning over 44 years is that there has to be a line. There has to be a line where, just like the oxygen mask on a plane, you have to put your own mask on first before you help somebody else. Because if you're going and you can't help yourself, you're not going to help anybody else. You just can't. Yeah, boundaries. I mean, I dare I say that it's taken me 44 friggin' years to learn what boundaries are and how to apply them without feeling like a complete bad person. But I think you just have to, period. It's not easy, but you have to. And once you put them into place, a lot of things just kind of work out. You know, it's like you set rules for your life, and it's almost like a filter. It's like, what do you call the thing that you put spaghetti into and you shake it and all the water comes out? What's that called? Cornucopia? No. Drain pan? No, that's for oil, right? Colander. Colander. Yes. It's like a colander. You set the boundaries for your life, and then you throw that pasta in, and all the stuff that doesn't belong goes away because they don't fit into your boundaries. That's how my weird brain figures things out, fixes things, puts it into perspective. Now, that tirade and tangent aside, this video brought all that up for me. Watching these guys go through this and the way that they're telling that story, spot on. We can support each other. We can be there for each other. We can listen to each other. We can give advice to each other. At some point, you may have to draw that line and say, okay, well, I've done this, this, and this, but that's as far as I can go. And of course, everybody's situation is different. Everybody is different. But that is my perspective through my lens. Yeah, Lou says, I have drawn many lines in my life. Yeah. Yep. I took a year sabbatical from dealing with everyone outside of my family in order to deal with my own health physically, mentally, and spiritually. It was a good thing. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to do. It's hard to do, but sometimes you have to do it. You know, and one of the things I've been saying the most lately is life is too short. And that's true. So grab that colander of boundaries and just start setting those boundaries. And I guarantee you're going to be happier. In the long run, you will be happier. Filter out a lot of the stuff in your life that just does not belong where you can. Well, that was pretty damn deep. Strawberry milk. Oops. All right. I didn't suckle on the milk, Lex. I drank it like a warrior. Let's see what's next. No, there's no fruit. It's all chemicals. That's fine. All right. So that was Nap of a Star. All right. Now, we did say, oh, very pretty. I would say, no, not petty, pretty. Nap of a Star. Nap of a Star was very pretty. So as far as the TU goes, well, the theme was like growing up. Now remember, I'm not getting into the lore, so save your energy, save your panic. Growing up is just a general theme. Okay. Got that. And they do have the TU, which, I mean, does that stand for TXT universe, or is there something else as far as the universe goes? The whole Envious lore. gonna have to. Growing up isn't part of TU. It's just a background theme. Okay. TXT universe. Got it. Heavy on lore. Okay.